All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Tyler from Cloud Chase Productions,
I'm Dallas
and
with my awesome Black Knight mech mod.
today we're going to be showing you the.
That was
Oh, well, that was awkward.
awkward.
Anyways, today we're going to be showing you guys some pretty cool stuff. Dallas got in his vapesirs Dark Knight edition of the Lancelot. I just got a new camera, so hopefully it does a little bit better. It kind of has an auto zoom on it, so we'll see if it runs better. Looks like it's already got a little bit better tracking, and it's not lagging so much, which is amazing. Also, I'm going to be using my Fuhattan M6. As you can see from my tutorial and everything, I patinaed it. We also patinaed his...
I cloned Sir Lancelot. As you can see, it wasn't done nearly as long as his. The blue isn't as prominent. Didn't leave it as long, so we're thinking about scraping it up, then redoing it, leaving it in a bit longer.
A couple hours, the longer it's in there, the brighter the blue it seems. All you need some mustard, some ammonia, and some salt. Who would have guessed? Anyways, today we're going to be kind of showing the both of them. Now his is authentic, and he paid out the ass to get it. So
$250.
yes, and since even though mine's a clone, mine's still expensive. Mine was about $80-some just for the bottom part. Now I posted some stuff about how I'm not really into clones, simply because I like to support the people who actually design these things. They worked hard for it, so I'm thinking that they deserve the credit. They put the work in, so they deserve the credit for it. And people are kind of running around jacking their shit, which is kind of wrong. But at this point in time, I'm really, really impatient, and I don't like to, wait in the mail for shit, and I don't want to spend $250 yet. So,
unlike me.
So he got a really nice mod. Mine's a clone. We're going to kind of tell you the differences between the two.
Now, soon to come, Hell's Gate, probably.
Hell's Gate. Have you
been looking at that? Double-barreled amazingness.
On one box mod. Just imagine a box with two freaking RDAs on it, and with one connector in the center for, oh my god. We'll get one. We'll have to show you guys. They're selling some authentics over at this shop near my house.
Mad Mountain Vapors.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. You guys need to go over there and check it out. They got mad deals. They're giving out some freaking good juice. They just got one from Doc Mike's. It's called Tesla's Secret. Now, that's freaking awesome. I also got
a new one, too. It's Uncle Junk's, and it's called the Blue Fog, and it's very, very strong. It's almost like a tart kind of berry. It's really good. I also was trying to look at a hard lemonade. The guy said it tastes just like, pretty much like a Mike hard lemonade, which sounds pretty good.
So check out them. They've got some awesome juice, awesome selection. They're extremely friendly. The guy there, he's amazing. He's a really nice guy.
He'll set you up deals. A lot of mechs, a lot of box mods.
He'll show you how to torch your mod too, which is cool. I'll have to do a tutorial on that so you guys can see that, but he can help you with that if you need some help. They've also got some really cool custom wires coming in. I believe he's got some Celtic wire coming in, which is extremely freaking cool if you guys haven't seen that. He's got some saber-tooth tiger wire coming in. He's got some other kinds of Canthal. So check that out. I actually saw today he's got a 27 gauge wire. Now that sounds absurd since it usually goes in sets of 2. I never heard of that before today. So that's extremely cool. And so enough promoting them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. But today we're going to kind of show you this. So first off, with clones, they're not built, well, most of them, some of them, the one-to-ones are nice, but they're not built to the same standards that authentics are. Since they're machined cheaper, they're made, same materials sometimes, but they're cheaper, and they have to cut costs somewhere. So some of the buttons and stuff aren't made the same. They're not as sturdy. But there are some extremely good clones out there. This happens to be an extremely good clone as well as this.
For example, this one too is a one-to-one. Very nice clone. I've compared them. They look very similar to each other.
You wouldn't know the difference
exactly.
If you didn't own an authentic one. You wouldn't have known the difference. There's hardly anything. The threads are basically the same. Everything. It's a beautiful clone.
The only thing that was different between these two was the design of the sword.
This one's got
a sword, skull, and all that cool stuff. This one just has the regular sword.
Now that's a way to tell between the Dark Knight edition and the Lancelot edition. Since the Dark Knight's a much more limited edition than the actual Lancelot, they put a cool little sword on there, made it darker colored. It's a very beautiful. It's got a black enamel on it, and very smooth. Something kind of cool about it though, whenever the light shines on it at the right angle, it almost looks like an extremely dark green.
Yeah, like almost like an olive green. It's really beautiful.
It's a very nice touch that they put to it. If this was a authentic, I obviously wouldn't patina it. That's a waste of a patina. Although I did patina my authentic Mutation XV2. and luckily those aren't too expensive, and it didn't come with any cool designs on it, and I was kind of upset about that, so I decided I'd make it match the rest of my mod. So I did that, and then basically, as you can see, his hit's pretty good. Mine hits pretty good too. His is a lot lighter than mine, and I'm not sure if that's because it's a lance a lot, or if it's simply because mine's a clone or not, and it might be one of the things that's heavier. His also, if you test the materials in it, it seems to be a lot more sturdy, a lot I don't know, a lot more well put together, the threads and everything. If you look at the inside contacts of his Sir Lancelot compared to the inside contacts of his Dark Knight, you can see that there is a difference in the actual contact pins. It's kind of hard to see. These are smooth. These ones have grips on it. Makes it a lot easier to go. His extend a little bit farther. It's a lot smoother when you slide the RDA in and out. So that's always a nice touch to it. I don't have an authentic Fuhattan M6, otherwise I'd show you guys that. But I'll puff a little cloud for him, and I'll let you puff a cloud for him, or let him puff a cloud for him. We'll see how he fares.
As you can tell, my companion here has to. Unfortunately, his wire is so thick that he needs to warm it up. That's why he was puffing. You know, get it warmed up. Mine, unfortunately, does not have that luxury.
Mine is running at 0.38 ohms, which is kind of high. I'm going to try and lower it to 0.2 or maybe 0.18.
That is what this is running at.
His is running at 0.2.
Vulcan glass top tip is running at a 0.22 ohms.
He's also running a thicker wire than I am, which goes all the way back to thickness of wires and how Ohm's law really affects mechs, and how it's really important that you guys know a little bit about basic electricity and not to mess around with this stuff. This isn't for beginners. This is for for people that know about electricity. Luckily in college I learned a little bit about electricity, enough to actually get done what I need to get done.
He's the one teaching me some of this stuff.
I'm still learning though. Every day I learn something new. It seems like everybody's trying to invent something neat, and everybody else has something cool to show somebody else. For the first time today, I saw an Inception coil. If you guys haven't seen that, it's freaking cool. It's a smaller coil inside of a bigger coil, in case you couldn't have guessed. But I mean, that thing is monstrous. I'm about to try and wrap one myself. And besides the difference of our, besides the difference in our actual mechs, there's a difference in the RDAs. Now he's running a Vulcan with a glass top that we got from Rocky Mountain Vapors and farther away from my house, is in Fort Collins. And the insides are much different, as you can see. He has 3 post holes. Let's see if I can get mine out of here. And you can't really tell, but on the inside of mine, I have 4. Now, again, for those who don't know very much about electricity, it runs positive and negative, and usually it runs through the center post to the outside post, which happens to be the ground. Now, mine has 2 center posts, so it makes it easier for me to stack wires. So I have 2 instead of them, having to be stacked on top of each other and sharing holes. So now I can slap 4 coils in there, or 6 coils if I'm really feeling adventurous.
I recently bought an Onslaught RDA, and that one we have slapped 3 coils in. It is a little bit beefier, but we got it to run at 0.5 ohms, so that's just with the wire that we use.
That guy has 4 posts, 1 center post with 6 slots drilled into it, as well as 3 outer posts that have 2 holes poked in them. The thing's ridiculous. It was actually a pain in the ass to try and get those to fit in there the right way and hit the right resistance. He was using it on his God mod, which for some of you that know, it can only go 0.5 ohms resistance and up. It's part of their safety features that they slapped in there.
One of the many safety features.
One of the many safety features. A lot that comes with SMY. I applaud you guys. You guys did really awesome on your designs. I'm about to purchase a 260 watt. I'll have another video on that, and we'll see how that goes. But every single time you see one, there seems like they're updating it. They look more and more computerized. This one looks kind of like an iPhone almost.
There's the 180 right there for you, as you've seen in some of the other previous videos.
And I want to say thank you to some of you guys that are out there watching. I have a friend, Nico. I want to say thank you for help putting my page out there. It means a lot. You're getting me some views, and I really appreciate that. And if anybody has any questions or comments, make sure that you guys leave them in the comment section of my Facebook page or on my YouTube videos. Make sure you guys subscribe to our page. And remember, we're giving away my IPv3 at 100 likes, as well as a Kanger no, I'm sorry, the Atlantis tank by
Aspire.
Aspire. That's going to come with it. We'll clean it up and everything.
As
It's
a
all good to
precaution,
go.
we mentioned that the part of the Atlantis Aspire, this one or the Atlantis at least, they did not use real cotton. They used a synthetic kind of foam.
And when it burns above a certain wattage,
It turns
it
carcinogenic.
can become a carcinogenic. Now, there are some complaints on that on the internet. If you feel the need to look at that, make sure you look that up. We might throw in a Nautilus tank instead because that's safer, and I don't want to put anybody at risk for that kind of stuff. But as
And I'll
we
pay
said,
for that out of my expense. I don't want to endanger anybody. That's why I chose to auction this off along with it. So it's completely up to the winner of the contest.
if you want to use it, that's up to you. Now, I won't lie, it pumps out some good smoke. It's probably one of the best tanks I've used, but it's not really worth it, especially after learning about that. I heard that from Rocky Mountain Vapors. So after looking into it a little bit, I decided to change. That's when I bought my Doge, because I decided that I would much rather go a little bit safer. I just quit smoking cigarettes, so it's kind of counterproductive to smoke something that's still going to run the risk of doing the same thing that cigarettes do. So that's up to you guys. It's coming along with it. If you decide to use it, then use it. If not, just toss it or give it to somebody else. But make sure that there is a warning that we did put it out there that it can be fatal.
It'll also
Dangerous,
come
sorry.
with the spare glass tank and the, what is that, atomizer?
That's an atomizer.
Atomizer right there. We will replace those and then buy new ones so that you have an extra replacement for them as well.
So make sure you tell everybody. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say fatal. It's not fatal. It can be dangerous in large quantities. So make sure you know that. I also wouldn't hit it above 30 watts if you're running it on the box, simply because it says so in the manual.
I never hit it above 30 either. It just burns too much,
They Aspire made that tank. Great company. I don't agree with the content. Now, if you're feeling extra frisky, it can be made safe. If you feel like you want to take apart the atomizer and replace the cotton, you can do that. I've heard of people doing that. It works just fine. I'm not really willing to put in that endeavor since I have a bunch more stuff that I'd rather be doing, like wrapping inception coils. And
stovetops.
But they also made the Nautilus, and it doesn't look as cool. It's not as it doesn't have as many accessories that go on it. But the Nautilus is extremely good. It runs just as fine, and it'll hold just as much. If you guys are really looking for something really awesome, though, Kanger Tech is coming around. They've got a lot of really good stuff. There's kind of a lot going on between them and
I also
Aspire.
have something from Kanger Tech that I bought recently. It's the
sub-tank.
Kanger Sub-Tank Mini.
That's not the mini. That's the
or the regular Sub-Tank, I should say. Sorry.
No.
But as you can see,
5 milliliters of juice.
5 milliliters of juice. And that liquid has been in there for about a while, yeah. And I've been smoking it constantly. So
it's awesome. The nice thing about these tanks is most of them run at a pretty decent wattage, so or pretty high resistance. And even though they do that, they still seem to pump out a lot of smoke. I'll show you guys. I'm gonna hit it. I slapped it on my my M6, but it still hits pretty good. So, oh wait, whoopsies.
Yeah, it's got no airflow. A lot of the time I've found that with tanks, since they have a lot of pressure building up inside of them to get the liquid into the cotton and up into the actual tube, that some of the juice may leak out of the seams. For example, on the Kanger Tech, the bottom side unscrews right here, and I found that with all the airflow, they sometimes leaks out of the air holes or out of the side of the tank. I'm not sure if that's just me or if that's just something that happens with all tanks. I'm definitely going to look into it for all of our viewers. But yeah, I normally store with I turn so there's no airflow, and I store them upside down so that nothing comes out of the bottom of it.
Now, you can replace the seals, and that might help too. That's one of the things that comes with the package. It's really nice. Kanger's really good about their stuff. I bought a Kanger Sub-Tank Nano for my girlfriend for her Sigeli 30 watt. Now, when I got it, it did look a little damaged. The center tube was bent. I kind of asked them about it, and they sent me a new one. So if you get a product that's messed up, they'll replace it. That is not part of their thing. They don't like to send that out. It just slipped through their control. So just make sure it's really good. I trust them. They're really good. You guys should check that out. They also use really good atomizers. They use their own crazy little square one, which I haven't seen before. And
It
you
is
see,
very interesting. What happens is, if you look on the inside, there's a piece of cotton in the center of that square with a coil that is wrapped around it, somewhat like a spring wrapped around, cotton. And then there's holes in the side so that at the bottom of the tank, liquid gets sucked in, so you get the juice and whatever.
sorry, I love this tank so much. I like to mess around with it. So make sure you guys check that
Shit
out.
about one, man.
And for what it is, it's a really good price. I mean, I think this tank was $50 at a local store. It's an authentic, so you guys don't have to.
And I'll show you
about
what
that.
it came with. It came with an entire. This is what it came in. It is quite a beefy little box, but as you can see, it came with this and all this neato stuff. New tank, new cotton,
New everything.
new everything.
New atomizers, everything. It came with everything, and that's just part of the way that the Kanger team run. Now, again, they are a little expensive, but for quality, you're never going to have to need another tank. As long as, I mean, every once in a while, it's good to replace your atomizers, especially when the resistance gets really high when the wire decides it's going to take a shit. But other than that, I mean, we haven't had to replace these. I have a Kanger Aerotank Turbo with 4 coils. Haven't had a problem with that yet. My girlfriend hasn't a problem with her Nano. I mess with it all the time. Still pumps out good smoke. So you guys check that out. Check out Kanger. Check out Mad Mountain Vapes. They're extremely awesome. The people there are friendly. They know what they're talking about. They'll help you wrap coils. They'll show you all the juice. They have little test vials you can drop in your dropper if you want to, and check that out. It's friggin' awesome. And as always, live long and
Vape on.